Hey LeGrand Alive, this is Coffee with Will, brought to you by Grand Run Hospital, Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Anything 2 Digital, EONI, and Les Schwab Tire Center. And I'm here today with Laura Eckstein, who is a longtime LeGrand Union County resident, as well as the candidate for the LeGrand Union County District Attorney. And she's here today to talk to me a little bit about herself, her busy life, and how she fits it all in. So thank you, Laura, for joining me here on the show today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. So tell me a little bit. So Laura is not only running for district attorney, she's active in her church, she's a CrossFit coach, she owns multiple businesses, and she has 7 children. How do you have time for all of this, Laura?
I think the main thing is don't think about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, the truth is that's an outcropping of my personality. I have a deeply seated belief that I want to live a full life. And I think part of that comes with age, when you realize how precious life is. And really, you just might as well do the things that you love. And if you can find a way to get paid for them, that's even better. But essentially, I have to stay very organized, and I have a hugely supportive team. And my husband, my children are incredible, and my family. So I have a great team that backs me up.
So do you have tools? Do you have like systems that help you to keep everything in line? Do you use Google Calendar, or is it just kind of like all kept up in your brain?
Oh my goodness, it would not work there. I have to stay very much in my calendar. I have a large calendar. I carry it everywhere, and people ask me, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I literally don't know. I have to look at that calendar.
Unless
and as long
you
as I
consult the calendar.
Yes, and as long as I kind of keep the kids' calendars and the church calendar and the work calendar and the business calendars, I keep them all on there. It just works. It just works.
Wow. And so when I was kind of reading through your bio last night, what's always interesting to me is how different people combine different things in their lives, So, people are kind of like, coffee drinks. You mix different things and you come out with different flavors, And so how do some of your different areas of your life, maybe your spirituality, your business owning, your legal career, how do those kind of influence each other and like connect with each other?
I like that question.
Yeah.
Essentially, I think, like I said, a little bit of it is age. You kind of go through an introspective process. And when I hit 40, I did a lot of soul searching and kind of looked at what are the things that I love? What are the things that I have passion for? And what are the things that I'm good at? And I have a lot of things that I really enjoy doing. And because I'm a passion-driven person, I just basically, I love to cook and I love to bake. So I do a lot of that. I teach classes and I've catered, and I just love to do that for the people that I love most of all.
Yeah.
I love to work out. I love to teach. So coaching, CrossFit puts those two together.
Yeah.
Love kids. So substitute teaching has been fantastic.
On top of, working with the 7 kids you already have, she brings in more of them.
Right. So I do K through 12 in the Elgin School District, and it is fabulous to see these little kids, because the hope and the enthusiasm that they have restores my hope in humanity. Because I will tell you, I've practiced law almost 19 years now, and it has a way after some time of maybe lowering your general opinion about a lot of aspects of humankind. So the kids restore that hope. Wow. And they kind of give me a lot of energy, and it just balances out a lot of the things that I do in a competitive nature. Like the law is very competitive.
Yeah.
The nature of it is we are competing to win a case. CrossFit's very competitive. A lot of things in my nature are very competitive. So when I get to round that out with children, with religious practice, those things kind of help me feel like I can remain balanced and whole.
I was going to say, you seem like a very balanced person. Like, you have so many things going on in your life, but you seem to have very well sort of strategically used them and placed them so that they kind of balance you out as an individual. Is that something you think about and do consciously, or is that just something that's happened over the years?
I appreciate that's a very insightful question, and it is very conscious. I do that intentionally. Actually, when I do a to-do list, I fold the paper in 5 categories, and I have different categories that I have. If you just kind of like put your stresses down and try to attack that list, you're going to be led by your stresses and your tasks rather than being able to be intentional and control those and control where I spend that energy. Because I have, honestly, Energizer Bunny energy, but at the same time, it is finite. So I need to be very conscious in where I choose to apply that. So I make sure that I am giving time to each category. Wow. Because I want to be a well-balanced person, because like I said, there's an awareness that this life is very precious, and I'm going to make the absolutely most out of it.
Absolutely. Wow, that's very, very cool. So before I want to talk a little bit about your DA career, or your DA run here, but I also, a lot of people I think struggle with that balance and finding with all of the things in their life. And there's a couple of people in my life that I'm thinking about like that. If there's one tip that maybe you could give, or maybe a couple tips that you could give to people who, we're busy, we live busy lives, and of keeping that balance in their life, what would some of those be?
I would say, first of all, don't use the busy word. I think that our culture has become addicted to that concept of busy, and there's something that's implied there that's a negative, that's a stress that we're running around. And I don't feel busy, although I'm clearly objectively busy.
Yeah.
Again, I think the attitude that you take it on with makes a huge difference in how you do it. If you take the time, what I do every morning is before I even get out of bed, I consciously decide what I want. I set my intentions for that day. I have an app set on my phone twice a day that asks me what I'm grateful for and what my 3 things I'm focusing on that day. And at the end of the day, I review that. So being conscious about this is what has to happen today. And the answer is never everything. I can't do everything. It helps me to prioritize and be intentional about it. But I would say stop worshiping the concept of busyness. Because when you focus on how busy you are, so I was half joking when I said, I don't want to think about it or talk about it, because then all of a sudden I start listing and I go, whoa, I'm doing a lot.
Yeah.
But if you stay in choice, instead of like, these things are making me do things, these are what I am choosing to do. These are what I'm intentionally focusing my energy on. It's amazing. It's just like I tell people with respect to personal training or anything physically related, you are capable of so much more than you think you are.
Yeah.
And our minds play this game with us. I tell a lot of young mothers struggle with this. They don't feel like they're doing a good enough job. I was a single mother, 800 miles away from home, little kids, just feeling every day that battle.
Wow.
And I realized I was doing better than I thought I was. And I tell moms, you're doing better than you think you are. I tell athletes, you're stronger than you think you are. So the battle is right here. So when you get thinking, I'm too busy, I can't possibly do one more thing, I promise you can do more. It's a matter of resetting your mind and prioritizing and honestly choosing. Because you look back at like Elie Wiesel in Auschwitz, and he said, and he said, they can't take away my choice to be happy. So I think when we feel like we have to do things, or somebody's making us do things, or we're compelled and we don't have a choice, I don't want to do this. How about if you just try to want to do it? Just change your perspective.
It's the difference between something being an obligation and something being a desire, something that you are choosing to do rather than something that's being externally enforced on you.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, one of my weaknesses, I never made my bed for years. And I watched a little YouTube video, I'm sure everyone's seen it. And I decided every morning when I get up, we get up at 4:30, my husband and I, and we drive 50 miles round trip and we work out. And we've already done that before the day is done, and my bed is made. And I have a sense of, I have made a conscious, intentional choice about my day being excellent. With respect to like dishes, those never go away. Laundry never goes away. So I made a choice. I know it sounds silly. Guess what? I love dishes. I told myself that I love dishes, and guess what? I love doing them. And the most difficult, most people agree, the most difficult weightlifting move is the snatch. So I said, okay, I love the snatch. And I told myself that. So I didn't approach it with, oh, here it goes. I approached it with, let me see what I can do today. Instead of like, what if I can't do it? Let me see what I can do today.
Wow.
And why not is kind of the approach I take.
Wow.
So that's my general advice.
I think that there's probably something in there for everybody.
There you go.
Now that all being said, you're running for District Attorney of Union County. How are you going to try and sort of bring some of these things that we've talked about, your balance, your sort of deliberate attitude to the table when taking on this new thing on top of your other things in this world, in that world?
I will say, first of all, with respect to all the things that I have going on, when I focus on something, it gets my full attention.
Absolutely.
I'm fully present there. So with respect to the district attorney job, I have a pretty clear view of what I believe philosophically should be happening with respect to the prosecutor position and how that relates to this community. When I see that vision, I'm a natural leader, and I see what needs to happen, and I see impediments along the way. I don't take those as being the end of the game. I take those as being opportunities to find a creative solution, get the right people on the team to get there. I don't take a challenge as ever being the end, because if that were the case, I wouldn't have accomplished half the things in my life that I have.
Absolutely.
And I would also say, with respect to the many things, and you said balance, I always look at the experiences that I've had and the different aspects of my personality as being diversity. And we always say diversity is strength, and I think definitely when you quilt all of those varying lines together, it gives such a strength. Because the things that I've done in my life, I've had many successes and many terrible heartbreaks and trials, like most people have. And those things give such a depth of strength. When I have something that I believe in and I know is right, I don't back away from that. I stand my ground because I've been through, I've had context, I've had perspective. I don't shy away from that at all. And that's the advantage with having extensive experience, is you don't get blown away, blown side to side when things come along, because you're like, I've been through this before. I've been through something like this. I've been through worse before. I can handle this. I'm not going to be swayed.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming in and chatting. We're kind of running out of time here. I mean, I wish I could sit here and chat with you for an hour, but we want to make sure that we're taking into consideration your time, LeGrand Alive, and also Laura's time here as well. So thank you so much for coming and joining me and sharing your insights. Now, if somebody wants to learn more, maybe you could tell the camera really quickly where they can learn more about you, your campaign, and what you're trying to do here.
The most accessible way is through my Facebook page. You just look up Laura Eckstein for Union County District Attorney. My website is www.eckstein4unionda.com, and my name is Eckstein. The email address is also eckstein4unionda@gmail.com, and my phone number, you can call anytime or text me. It is 541-805-5551. I am very much open to meeting with any citizen or member of the community that wants to talk about the issues facing the county attorney's office. I will meet with your group, I will come to you, and we can have that open conversation.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Laura. Thank you, LeGrand Alive, for tuning in. This has been Coffee with Will and Laura Eckstein, brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Grand Run Hospital, Anything to Digital, EONI, and Les Schwab Tire Center. Please, if you see someone from one of these organizations, tell them thank you. We would not be able to bring you programming on the Grand Alive without their financial support and proprietary business. So, tune in next time. Be sure to like and share the video, and tune in to grandalive.tv for more local content. I'm Will Bowman. Good. Thank you so much.
Great.
That was
Awesome.
very wonderful. Thank you
you.
very much. You were very well spoken. I think you did an excellent job.
I talk so fast. I can't even tell you how. I don't notice it.
You
I'm
didn't-
just,
I
I get
didn't think
excited.